Hello, I'm Amari Jones and welcome to Caffeine TV, your daily video news brief. Here to take you through 3 headline numbers in just 3 minutes, giving you a different take on everything from housing policy to the Real Housewives. I hope you had a good weekend. Well, we start out today under the headline of income inequality strikes again. The first number up today is 5, as in 5 times. That's the number of times, according to the Chronicle of Philanthropy, that people who make less than $25,000 a year have increased their giving to charitable causes over much of the past decade, above people who make $200,000 and above. Well, not only is there a gap in giving between the haves and have-nots, there's also a gap in the types of things they give their money to. So people at the top give their money to things like arts and culture, and people who are in the middle class and working poor give their money to things that help people directly, like food banks. Now, why is there this giving gap? Well, apparently it's because people at the top, the 1%, didn't experience the recession. There's not really an increase in need from their standpoint, and so, or change in need even, and so they continue to give their money to things that they've always given their money to, like museums and operas and that sort of thing, whereas everybody else got hammered by the recession, have the scar tissue to prove it, and give their money to things that are going to help other people make it through. Well, this is just the latest example of how corrosive income inequality is in America and how the two Americas are real. And so the only question for us is, how long do we think that this can go on? And actually, how long are we going to put up with it? The next number up today is 50, speaking of things that you might put up with. According to the Washington Post, that's the half of women who have what they call backup husbands that they follow on Facebook. Now, backup husband is that man that you might have married if you hadn't married the guy that you're with now, and so you keep track of that in case, something falls through on the one that you have now and you need to go to choice number 2. Now, women aren't the only ones who keep track of other people on Facebook and using social media. Men have something that they don't do backup wives, but they have back burners. And back burners are those people who you have a platonic relationship with, but at any moment you could flip the switch and have it be romantic. Now, according to researchers, this isn't bad for marriages, and they say that remote infidelity, as they call it, has gone on for centuries, but it's just being facilitated even more by social media. Well, I don't know what kind of marriages they have or what y'all think. If you have certain type of marriages, this is fine. I don't know, I would actually be curious as to what you all think. But the next time you're at brunch and he's doing that thumb thing on the phone and you're like, baby, who are you texting? And he's like, oh, I'm just on Facebook. You better find out. The last number up today is 40, as in 40 million. Now, that's the size of the lawsuit that Pebble has initiated against Viacom, suing them for the TLC movie in which she says that she came off looking conniving and dishonest. Well, this lawsuit's gone on for a while. Everybody knows about it. But what's new is that she's actually subpoenaed T-Boz and Chili to help testify on her behalf or something. So you're asking the people that you stole from to come, and I don't know. But I would give some advice to Pebbles, and that is to be careful. Now, Viacom is a company that I used to work for. They've asked that the case be dismissed, but if they want to, they can do something called discovery, and that is basically to get into all of Pebbles' business and find out what other types of contracts she's initiated with other artists. And in Atlanta, there's actually something called the Pebbles contract, which would show that there are lots of other people that have been TLC'd, and so Pebbles would have a larger problem. And so my advice to her would be the following. You've already taken the money and ran. Now just go somewhere and be quiet about it.